Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of The Lost Archives, a Star Wars Legends lore series. So today I'm going to be talking about two different weapons. Firstly, we're going to start with the DL-44 Heavy Blaster Pistol, which most of you will know as Han Solo's personal sidearm, and the Bryar Blaster Pistol, a modified weapon from the Bryar Rifle, famously used by Rebel agent Katarn. Both of these weapons were produced by Blastech Industries, and both were originally developed shortly before the rise of the Empire, during the waning days of the Galactic Republic, but saw usage far longer than the waning Republic's final days. In fact, going so far in some cases to go up to the point of the Yuuzhan War era and further. So, starting off with the DL-44 Heavy Blaster Pistol, originally developed by Blastech Industries, I believe around 33 BBY. This weapon mostly saw use in the use of outlaws and fringe elements of the galaxy to start with, and then eventually smugglers and Rebel Alliance due to its capacity to penetrate stormtrooper armour. This was due to a highly powerful shot that the blaster could fire. This did lead the Empire to actually outlaw owning the weapon and any of its purchase. As such, it would only allow licensed agents to be able to use this weapon. Now, other companies did take advantage of this, such example as Monsoor Munitions released two models known as the Flash 4 and the Model 57 Blaster Pistol. Now, these were similar looking to the DL-44, but they were heavily toned down versions of the blaster. Though, to be fair to an Imperial Stormtrooper, he could mistakenly identify the weapon as the DL-44 if he wanted to arrest you. As is the case with corrupted police or military things, they tend to find any reason to arrest you. The Empire was no exception to this, and even readily did this. On a side note, there was another version of the DL-44 blaster that was used during the Clone Wars. This was known as the Power 5 Heavy Blaster Pistol, which was originally developed by Monsoor Munitions. Now, it is believed to have been an imitation of the more successful version of the blaster, mostly to capitalise on the fact that it was quite a useful weapon. Now, this version of it did see more use with private armies during the Clone Wars, but it had several advantages over the DL-44 in that it might have been less powerful, but you could have got more shots per power cell. The main difference with this as well is you had the scope and a shorter barrel, as well as the main body of the gun, while having the roughly same shape, slightly different look to it in the main body of the gun. That actually brings me quite swiftly on to the next part for the blaster, is its actual capabilities. So it would be a medium-sized blaster. It'd weigh about 1.3 kilograms, and you can get about 50 shots per blaster. Sorry, per energy cell, which is pretty good, especially with it being able to penetrate stormtrooper armor in one shot. So yeah, that's potentially 50 stormtroopers you've managed to take out of the fight, or kill. So its most minimum effective range for optimal firing would be 50 meters, with a 75 meter maximum. It could be used at longer ranges, but at that point it's fairly starting to lose a lot of its power until it eventually dissipates. Other noticeable features of the weapon as well is a vibration system built into the hand grip that would pulse gently to alert you when the weapon's power cell only has 5 shots left. And it also, like the Bryar Pistol, had the charge capacity feature that would allow you to charge a bolt that's twice as powerful as a regular bolt. That wouldn't damage the sidearm, but it would have a detrimental effect on the power itself. The weapon also came equipped with a motion-sensitive scope, and the internal circuitry of the weapon is Galvan circuitry. Now, Galvan circuitry would allow weapons to deal more damage without having a much significant drain on the power cell, and also not be a detriment to the weapon's rate of fire. So that is something that's pretty handy to have in most pistols. one final modification that I'll talk about is actually a modification that Han Solo made to his own gun. Now, Han liked to draw his pistol quite quickly. He liked to have a fast draw so he could get the drop on people. So one of the things he did to the gun was remove the blaster scope. Now, the Empire considered this to be an illegal modification of any blaster, because it essentially meant you could get the drop on an Imperial Stormtrooper or anyone. You've seen what Han did to Greedo. If he hadn't had the scope removed, he wouldn't have made that shot. Although thinking about it, I think you actually saw him with it under the table. No, that might have been Greedo's blaster. Anyway, moving on. Han wasn't the only one known to carry such a rifle. The students of Kyle Katarn, for example, Josh Penn and Jaden Core were known to also carry these, as well as Mara Jade, as well as various other Imperial officers, workers and saboteurs. Though those people would have had proper legislation in place by the Empire to be able to carry those weapons. Typically on the battlefield, you would find them in the hands of rebel marksmen, or the vanguards of said marksmen, or those put on escort duty for anti-vehicle units. Anyway guys, I'm now going to move on to the Bryar Pistol. So the Bryar Pistol was originally started off as the Bryar Rifle, with a full stock and muzzle. Originally produced by Blastech Industries during the waning days of the Galactic Republic. They were quite popular during the last 2 days of the Old Republic, as a lot of people had them. Now, it had a function where you could fire one large shot with a chip that was charged, or weaker, smaller, though faster shots. Typically, one charged up shot could penetrate the Stormtrooper armour, and it would take 2 to 3 shots to penetrate through regular Stormtrooper armour. Though with Death Star Trooper armour, it did take at least 3 shots. You'll notice that if you've seen my Let's Play of Dark Forces 1. So, like with a lot of people who had the Bryar Rifle, in order to make it look like a more modern pistol during the later days and during the rise of the Empire era, a lot of people would saw down the barrel and would take the stock off, making it essentially into a handheld weapon, where you could use it with one hand, so 2. One such weapon was upgraded, so to speak, by a lot of people who were sending their sons and daughters off to the Imperial Academy. For example, Kyle Katarn was given one by his father, Morgan Katarn, as he went off to join the Imperial Academy. He shaved the stock off the gun and also shaved down the barrel. I do also wonder if he had changed some of the power settings and stuff on the weapon as well, because the Bryar Pistol has a higher capacity for shots than the original Bryar Rifle, nearly double the capacity, as well as having better range. Moving on to that, the Bryar Pistol had an optimum range of 60 metres, whereas the maximum range was 120. Whereas the rifle was up to 45 metres, but its maximum range was 225, so that was more of a long shot weapon, whereas the pistol seems to be a more close quarters weapon. Just as a point of interest, it also weighed a lot more than the DL-44 and cost nearly twice as much. Now, examples of the blaster's low yield shots but high accuracy would be a cutscene in Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight, where Kyle uses the weapon to shoot an arm off a droid who was carrying a disc that he wanted. Look at Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2 for an example of this. For the context as well, he doesn't just randomly go around attacking droids. The droid actually stole the disc from him. But the droid was able to survive several hits to his main torso and head. Kyle wasn't using the charge up function for this particular engagement. Anyway guys, I think what I'm going to do going forward is I will attempt to do more joint videos with when I do the weapons armour and items videos, just to give them a bit more of a length, and also just, you know, so I'm talking about a bit more than just the one topic. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this, feel free to like, comment and subscribe. Check the bell for notifications if you do subscribe. On one final sub-note, if you're wondering why I've released this video a day early, it's because I'm actually going to a convention tomorrow in Birmingham. Hopefully I might see some of you there. Look out for... I'll give you a hint, I'm going as the character Steinbend from Sword Art Online 2. If you've watched the show, you'll know where that's from. Anyway guys, take care and have a good day, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Lost Archives.